The reminders are for those who realize that we tend to forget many things which we understand, and when it comes into the normal living, we are most of the time reacting on the basis of our conditioning, on the basis of our fear and greed, our desires and dreams, on the basis of all the judgments which arise and all the conclusions and attitudes we have taken. So once you see that without your ongoing initiative to be present, the automatism is taking over your life. The conditioned idea of the I, which is not your true essential reality, is deciding the whole further course of your life. When you consider it carefully and you see what a big difference it can make when you can be present, when you can notice what way this automatism is working and not take it blindly, not go with it blindly, not suppress it blindly, but realize that you have to bring this, what the automatism is producing, together with a deeper awareness where you can see other factors which are involved in each situation, in each moment, in each interaction. Then you can see the difference between an automatic reaction and an intelligent response, an answering which is coming from the wholeness of the moment, from a deeper way of being in touch with the reality. That is when you see the difference between a so-called clever reaction and an intelligent answer. The clever reaction is based on the narrow, programmed concepts within the inner automatism. But an answer is arising when you are looking at that, but not following it blindly, not suppressing it blindly, but observing it inwardly, gain a little distance and allow yourself to consider, to include all the other aspects which are in the moment, in the situation. So the first reminder is just about this aspect, that in every interaction, in every step, in fact, in each moment where you can remember this, observe the automatic reaction which is arising in you, remembering that that is not coming from your intelligence, that is not coming from the wholeness of your reality, that is part of a conditioned way of reacting. Noticing it, recognizing it, be open to look what is life showing you when you are considering the wholeness of the moment. What is arising in you from your deeper sensibility, from being in touch with the wholeness of the reality as much as is possible in the moment. Just this disentanglement from the automatism and the distance which you gain through that provides you a certain quality of relaxation. You are not bound to one part fighting against the other part. You are not bound to a so-called idea of oneself, but you are coming deeper into your reality, into your essential nature. So it's a very important and in the practice a very decisive development in the life when one can bring attention to this very root area and gain the distance and answer So consciously bring the difference in living from the blind reaction to a conscious response in every interaction, as much as you can remember. And again, as I often remind about these aspects, don't make it into a fight. Don't make it into a struggle to manage or to prove. Because the moment you go into the struggling and fighting approach, you are again caught in the automatism in a subtle way. Because you are taking sides with you and the automatism in a strugglingly separate way. Just be with the consciousness which is present to all these factors. So, what I am saying, you need to consider and put it very carefully into practice. It is not an argument, it is something which you will understand rightly when you are putting it into practice and experimenting. This will be very valuable. So this is the first reminder. And the second reminder is very supportive to again remember that we are part of something deeper. We are part of a greater reality. We are part of a creative process which has made this whole universe, this whole earth, the whole nature, the whole life process possible, of which we are an aspect. And this aspect is being supported by the life ongoingly. And that is what you will notice when you are just noticing the breath happening. Take moments in between where you are not doing anything but noticing the breath taking place. Life breathing into you, life breathing out. Life breathing into you, life breathing out. You are not trying to change the breath, you are not trying to do anything, you are not interfering in any way. But you are just observing this wonder. The wonder that you are, the wonder of which you are a part. The wonder which is manifesting in this life process in invariable ways, in such colorful, in such intelligent, in such playful, in such beautiful ways. To bring a careful remembrance of this fact is very decisive for a human being, because that is when you start realizing what is important is that we try to understand life rather than going on imagining that the way we understand and interpret is the reality and putting demands and blindly struggling. As our understanding of the nature of the reality becomes deeper, it becomes a very graceful dance with life. It becomes a new way of connecting to oneself and each other, because you see all what we take for granted is a present. Everything in life, what we imagine to be mine, me, it is all possible only because life has made it possible. When the realization gets deeper, you will realize also that it is such a blessing. And when it becomes your experiential understanding, that is what makes the whole difference in our human life. So every moment when you remember, stay wherever you are, or when you have gaps, you're waiting somewhere, you're waiting for somebody, you are in the bus or in the train, you are in some situation, even waiting in the supermarket, waiting on the cash. These are little moments of waiting, and you can very carefully bring attention in this natural process rather than letting the mind take the whole energy and you're getting dragged into all kind of things. Whatever is happening in the mind, let it be, but you bring deliberately your attention to this wonder of the breath. So this will be the second reminder, and both these reminders will be very complementary. So practice it very carefully, as wholeheartedly, and allow it to become a deep help.